for checking in with Uncle Brad again. My last video unboxed my arrows, and I started on them, and I got some all fletched up here, ready to go, and I got my bear shaft. Yeah, I'm gonna try to do some bear shafting through the paper, and see what happens with that, and go from there. That's my new 3D arrow for y'all that didn't see my last video. That's Easton Sonic 6.0 600 spine, 5.8 grains per inch. I'm thinking I should be coming in somewhere right around 310 grains, somewhere in there, time I get done with this. And should be knocking on the door of about 190 feet per second, maybe a little more. But got my chronograph set up, got my paper tuner over here ready to go, and going to be doing that. And this came in the mail today. This is from America's Best Bowstring. That's where I'm getting all my bowstrings from now. They do a great job. They make sure that the center serving works with the knock that you're going to use. You just tell them that in the order, whether you order online or whether you call them. And great people to work with. I ordered this last Sunday, and it showed up today. Today's Saturday. And this is 8125 BCY string, Olympic style recurve string with served ends, not Flemish. So just got that today, so I'm gonna be putting that on my Lark 23-inch riser with my Uka 50% limbs. That's my 3D bow this year that I'm gonna use most of the time. I'll still shoot my longbow, my Stalker longbow, some, like at the Spring Fling and the Classic, you know, places like that. But when I go to the big IBOs, this is what I'm gonna be running. Like I said, that's a white feather Lark 23-inch riser with the Uka 50% carbon limbs, and 70-inch bow. So you know, it's good and stable. So that's what we're going to do today. Thanks for checking in. And get some things going here and get this new string on this bow. I'm sure y'all don't want to watch that, but I'm gonna get all that set up and go from there. All right, got my new string on here. Got me some Velcro pads put in my limb grooves here just to stop a little string slap, you know. I may put some little rubber silencers in here, I don't know yet. But one thing that I use on all my bows, and I don't know, I mean, I like these little rubber nitro buttons, I think they're called. But you know, once I get this tuned in and everything, I'll come in here and serve above this, and then I'll serve below it, and then there's my knock. It just seems like it gives me a little bit of forgiveness, a little cushion there for my knock. So I don't know, maybe I'm out to lunch on that. It's just something I like to do, so I do it. But so I've got that all ready to go, and I've got my bear shaft here inserted. Got a 100 grain tip. That's weighing right at 320 right now. So I'm fixing to shoot this through paper and see what we got. All right, here we go. We're gonna start off at 6 feet. And that right there is a horrible, horrible tear. All right, let's try that again. I move my knot point down a little bit, hopefully to try to take care of that high. And then I put a 65 grain tip instead of a 100 grain tip. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I gotta get my tab. Where do my tab? All right. All right. That tear looks better. Looks like my height is getting down there pretty good. I'm still showing a little weak. Went down to 65 grain point from 100. So looks like I'm gonna have to get out the aerosol and do a little hacking. All right, I took 1/4 of an inch off, and we'll see what that does. Looks like it got a little better. I'm gonna take another 1/4. All right, I'm gonna show you what I do right quick. I use this Cool Melt, this Boning Blue Cool Melt stuff. I like it real well. It seems to stay flexible, and I don't know if I've ever lost a single insert in a target with using this stuff. You know, you doing it in this application when I'm trying to tune and stuff. You know, you just heat it up, pull it out, and I'll cut another 1/4 of an inch off my arrow, and I'll stick some more stuff back in there. All right, I just cut another 1/4 inch off my arrow. I saved y'all the noise of that. So we'll get my torch up, fire back up here. And then pick this insert up. Put some more Cool Melt on there. Put her in there and give it a few spins on the way down. And then got me some cold water, so I don't have to sit around and wait for that stuff to cool off. Just dump it down in the cold water for a few seconds. It hardens up and I can shoot it. And that's all it takes. I'm gonna change the points back out and try her again. All right, let's try it again. Yep, that's a little bit better. Not much. I'll cut a little more. All right, took another 1/4. That's 3/4 of an inch I've taken off so far. Oh yeah, there we go. Now we're cooking with gas. All right, so that last one was pretty close. It still looks like it's about a 1/2 an inch, maybe 3/4 left tear still, but the last cut made some serious improvement. So I took another 1/4 and we'll see what happens this time. Still about the same. All right. See the one hole there. And there's another one. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. And that's what we're talking about right there. I ended up taking another about a 1/2 inch off, and then I went back up to the 100 grain points. At first I was running 65 grain tips, and then once I got it shooting with that, I wanted to bump back up to the 100. So I've got just a little bit more weight and a little bit more front and center. So I shot one shot off camera. Let's see, there it is, right there, bottom left. And then I shot that one, and then I shot that one there, as you just witnessed. So I am there with my bear shafting. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take one of my arrows that I've already got fleshed up. I'm going to cut it to that same length as that bear shaft, put an insert in it, shoot it through paper, see how it does before I go cutting on the whole dozen. This is experience talking, ladies and gentlemen. Trust me, go slow and deliberate. As I do, says Uncle Brad. Hey, here's another tip from Uncle Brad. You know, when you gotta turn your nocks, you know, all these nocks have an index on them. You know, that little bump that sticks up right there. It's on one side. It's not on the other side. Well, I always turn that index raise point away from my nose, because I catch my nose. That's why I got this tape on there. And so I always turn that away from my nose. And when you're turning the nocks, if you've got you some of these gloves, it's got this rubber gripper stuff on it, it sure makes it a lot easier to turn that nock. And it's a lot easier on your hands. And let's see, that looks like it needs to be turned back just a little bit. There we go. Yeah, it looks about like her. So there's just a tip. A little something I've learned down through the years. Hope it helps you out. All right, I shot a couple of Fletched, and there they are right there. And that's about as good as I can shoot, boys and girls. I'm here to tell you right now. Yes, sirree. Okay, so I got my length, and bear shaft's flying good, Fletched shaft's flying good, everything's good to go. What I will do next with that bear shaft is I will take that insert out again one more time, because I really wasn't cleaning it out good. So I will take that out. I'll get a Q-tip with some alcohol and go down inside that shaft and clean all that carbon out where I cut and cut and cut and cut on it. And I did that on the Fletched shaft, because, you know, I was fairly certain everything's gonna be good. So once I cut this, I cleaned it out before I put the insert in, and go from there. So I'll do that with my bear shaft, make sure I don't lose that insert down the line, because I'll probably end up fletching that, and go from there. But everything so far is coming out just like I thought. I'm right at 311 grains and some change. That one weighed, I think, 311.4, something like that. My front and center is exactly 12% with the 100 grain tips in it. So everything is coming together so far as I planned. The only thing I had to cut more off these areas than I anticipated. I spine checked them; they were weak, which for some reason seems to be what I find with Eastern arrows a lot. I love Eastern arrows, but they seem like they're always a little weak. These are 600 spine. I spine tested the whole dozen yesterday, and they were coming in anywhere from like 620 to 640. That was it. That was the range. You know, of course, plus or minus 20 thousandths is industry standard. So I was within that, but they were weak. You know, they were 620 to 640 spine. So I had to cut, ended up cutting 1.5 inches. And I was really anticipating only cutting about 1 inch. So more. Anyway, I got them working. I got plenty of room. I'm not drawing them back on the shelf or anything. So everything's working. So what I'm gonna do next, I've got my chronograph set up here. I'm gonna get my paper tuner out of the way, put the chronograph up there, and we're gonna see if I was on point with that 190 feet per second that I was estimating. Hopefully so. All right, let's see what she does. I don't know if y'all can read that or not. Maybe you can. $188. Do one more. $191. All right. Well, all right, boys and girls. Blind squirrel here. Everything checked out just exactly like I had figured. I'm right there at 190 feet per second. I was actually hoping and thinking I'd be up around 195. 190 is acceptable. That's plenty quick. 38 pounds. So I'm going to go from here. I'm going to serve in my little knock point. You know, just got that little rubber thing on there right now, you know, and it stays tight enough for tuning purposes and everything. But I'll serve that in, serve over the top of it, and then underneath the knock of the arrow, and be ready to go. I've got 3 fletched arrows up here. Meeting a couple buddies tomorrow out at Frogs Timberland Archery in Adams, Tennessee, or Cedar Hill. I'm not sure which it is, but in between Clarksville and Springfield. Frogs is an ASA club. Timberland, Debbie Campbell, Mark Campbell, they do a great job setting up shoots. The ASA club, really good people. So we're going out there tomorrow morning. Yep, believe it or not, any of you guys around this part of the country know it's only going to be about 15 degrees, but it's 3D season. It's time to get after it. We can't shoot the real thing anymore, so we got to start shooting the phone. So that's where we are. Thanks for checking in. I appreciate your time. And if you're not subscribed, I would really appreciate it if you would. And if you have a comment about what you saw today or heard, please leave it for me. I will answer it. And if it's good, bad, I don't care. Let me, you know, if you disagree with something, let me know. You know, maybe I did something wrong or something's not right, you know. So let me know. I'm always willing to listen and learn. Just a tip, when you're doing new arrows, go slow, cut just a little bit at a time like I did. I cut 1/4 inch at a time. Ended up making 6 cuts. I cut 1.5 inches off. And and then I check my flat shaft before I'm gonna cut the other 10. So that's what I'm fixing to do. Adios, amigos. Uncle Brad, checking out.